Hey folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Don. This is Rockin' the Country. We do non-pop country music reactions around here. Could be red dirt, could be folk, could be bluegrass, mostly traditional or traditional sounding country or influenced, and that's the deal. So I'm doing a gift request. Jacob Herricks made a gift to the channel for me to do this one. Jacob, shout out to you, my friend. Thank you. Curtis Grimes, God's Doin'. I don't know the song. I've done a couple of Curtis's songs. I think Jeff Cather may have been the one who introduced us to the Curtis to the channel, and then Jacob as well. I think you made another one. Without looking at my records, I've attached you to Curtis in some way, as well as Chris Grimes, who I'm doing next. Well, not next today, but actually the other one that you'd requested, I'll do on a Sunday. Just the title, and I listened to probably about 10 seconds of it just to see what I was getting into, and I'm like, oh, this is a Sunday song. So I'll get to that one as well, Jacob. All right, but in the meantime, we've got God's Doin'. I don't know the song. Maybe this one is fit for a Sunday as well. But let's find out. Here we go. What is God doing? I like the beginning.
Holding hands with my girlfriend, we were headed home from a football game. The road was wet from a midnight rain when a deer ran out. I cut the wheel and we flipped twice, crawled out of the passenger side. We looked up to the sky, amazed to be alive. It was God's doing, ain't much more to it. You can chalk it up to happenstance, but time will prove it. A few folks along the way, yeah, they'll have the nerve to say it was luck or chance or in our hands, but we both knew it. It was God's doing. Yeah.
Some interesting sounds in the song too.
We were 23 with wedding rings in a 3-2 house to start a family. A beautiful thing, we were living a dream when we found.
Wait, did he call it a 3-2 house? Probably 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms? Is that? I'd never heard it put that way. I think that's what I heard him say. 3-2 house.
Out. We lost our first in the second term. The OB said it'd take a miracle. We both cried and prayed, and then one day he arrived. It was God's doing, ain't much more to it. You can chalk it up to happenstance, but time will prove it. A few folks along the way, yeah, they'll have the nerve to say it was luck or chance or in our hands, but we both knew it. It was God's doing.
There's your guitar, Jacob.
It's all the things you can't explain, the big, the small, and the in-between. It's a showing of His loving grace. When He pulls you through it, it was God's doing. Ain't much more to it. You can chalk it up to happenstance, but time will prove it. A few folks along the way, yeah, they'll have the nerve to say it was luck or chance or in our hands, but we both knew it. Now that little boy in her 2 hands is living proof it was God's doing. It was God's doing.
Yeah. I have a channel. I have another channel. I have several other channels, but one is Thinking. My next biggest channel is Thinking Theology, where this song would have been perfect on there too, just to dissect different theological topics. I don't establish a dogmatic I don't take a dogmatic stance. I look at things more philosophically, whether arguments are being made well, what the weaknesses, strengths, benefits, lack thereof, whatever. I just look at different theological topics. And some of the folks, some of the folks who see the videos that I do over there, some are hardcore atheists, and they think thinking theology is an oxymoron, which it isn't. I'm not establishing anything. It's any more than, like, you think about unicorns, for example. We could think about unicorns. Doesn't mean we think they exist. Doesn't mean we think it's right, but it is the product of thought. But nonetheless, a song like this, it's really a song of thankfulness and hope. Yeah, it's like looking at the good, all right? Because I get, in the song, he even said some folks along the way will say it was happenstance or luck, because those folks, and I don't have a problem with this, it's a legitimate part of the argument, would be saying, well, what about all the people who die in car accidents? You have to account for those too. The fact that you made it is a wonderful thing, and you can't explain it, but to yourself. And that's kind of where the idea of faith or belief comes in, where it's like, man, I don't know why. I don't know why I survived that, or I don't know why, against all medical opinions, we have a baby now. We weren't, quote unquote, supposed to have a baby, but we did. And you're just so happy and thankful and grateful that you're just like, had to have been God. Had to have been. I got nothing else on that one, just because it was so improbable, next to impossible, and yet here the baby is, or here we are. We crawled out the passenger side after the car flipped. And you're so mortified in those moments. You're flipping, but you're both okay. And you look back at the car that's upside down and squashed or whatever, and you're like, wait a minute, we walked out of that? How? And then sometimes you go to why? Like, if is there a greater purpose to my life? Is God manipulating things in such a way? And some people think God's in control of everything. I'm not one of them. I don't. I think we have far more autonomy, and we get out of life in what we put into it. Sometimes we get bad things that we don't deserve. Sometimes we get good things that we didn't work for. So you could say we didn't deserve them either, however you want to look at it. But it's a song like this I hear, and it's just, I got no problem with that perspective of just saying, wow, I cannot explain it, yet here I am. Here she is. Here the baby is. And we're just happy about it. So we're going to thank God on Sundays, and maybe all other 6 days of the week too. And gratitude's not the worst thing you could have. I'll tell you that much, because it kind of, I don't know, it just elicits more hope too. When you're thankful, it's like, well, life doesn't have to totally suck. Because life can suck, as we know. It can suck for long stretches. And sometimes it's our own doing. Sometimes it's what we focus on. We focus on the negative instead of the potential for good, and then applying ourselves to that. But, we all go through droughts in life, I can attest to that in my life at different times. And whether as a child, whether as an adult, wherever, life just can be difficult on planet Earth. But you do a rollover and you both walk out of it, you're like, oh, all right, we dodged that one. I'm going to apply myself to different things in life. So I'm not going to rate that one, Jacob. That was a more of a theological one. And I don't rate like religious songs. I thought it very well done, though. I loved it. Would have been above a 9, though, because I love the instrumentation and all that stuff. But can I rate this one? You know what? I can rate this one. It wasn't, even though it was a theological topic, it wasn't like a hymn or something like that. It was just a song of thankfulness. I'm going to give it a 9.1. I feel comfortable enough doing it, because it just wasn't an in-your-face type of thing. It presented the other side. Some people say it's happenstance and luck. I love it when songs are honest like that. Well, they're bringing the contrary side to it, so I'm good with it. All right, guys, you can thank Jacob Herricks for that one down in Texas. Have a great day. I'll see you on another video. Keep rocking the country.